Station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And welcome to today's show on INCRadio United Kingdom. It is Sunday, the 5th of January, 2025. My name is Brother Chris Boado, and I am also joined by Sister Caroline. And later we have a specialist guest who's going to be joining us to help us talk about the main topic. But before we move into that, I'd like to personally greet all of the listeners and the viewers who are coming and watching and joining us on today's show. Once again, a happy new year. Do hope it's been a fantastic start for 2025. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys comment down below and also get involved with regard to what we're going to be discussing on today's show. So, Sister Caroline, Happy New Year to you. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Are you well?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Brother Chris. Yes, I'm well. Happy New Year, everyone, to all the viewers who are watching. I'm good. I'm very excited for 2025. How are you?
I'm all good. If you can just let the viewers know where you're actually broadcasting from, because I'm based in London. Sister Caroline is based up somewhere in the northeast.
Yes, I am in the northeast, broadcasting from Durham. Everyone, currently snowing, 6 inches of snow. So very cold.
Yeah. 6 inches of snow, yeah?
Wow.
Yeah,
very deep, very slidey.
We were supposed to get snow in London, but it never really happened. I think there was just little flutters of snow, and then it just turned to rain. It's a little bit warmer down here, isn't it? It's quite mild. It's like 14 degrees currently, because we just come back from church over in Battersea and went to go and do some grocery shopping, and yeah, it was quite warm. It was quite warm.
Yeah.
How was your New Year's resolutions? I mean, your New Year's celebrations. Did you do anything?
No, not really. I was up with family in Scotland. Had a nice, good 2-week break from work. Just taking it nice and chilled, as the last couple of months have been very, very busy with work. So good 2 weeks was nice to have off. We just stayed in, watched some movies, waited for the fireworks. Last worship service was on New Year's Eve as well, so
that was nice.
Nice little ending to 2024. So it was good. It was very nice. How was your New Year?
Yeah, likewise. We had a very, very relaxed one. It's just an annual thing for us to stay inside and do the whole family thing. We like to open up presents as the new year opens up. So we have some food. We was in church also. We went for our last prayer for 2024 as a family, and then we made our way home, and we shared it with Sister Grace, who's also part of the INCRadio United Kingdom team, and we just had family time. Watched the fireworks from the River Thames and the London Eye on the TV, as we always do. We took the family pictures, and then we just chilled out.
Nice.
So, yeah, 2025. So here we are. Okay, so let's move into the main topic for today, and let's also introduce our guest, a very, very special guest, good friend of mine, Brother Joseph. How are we doing, Brother Joseph?
Hi, good afternoon. How's everybody?
All good, bro. Thank you for coming on INCRadio for today. Brother Joe is a financial professional. He's got a few qualifications, works in taxation, so knows a little bit more when it comes down to the financial side. And yeah, I'm going to introduce him. Brother Joe, if you can just give us an introduction to yourself. Some of the viewers and listeners might not know who you are specifically. So give us a little bit of background about yourself, where you're from, which locale you're from, the duties, your occupation. Obviously, you can elaborate a little bit on that. And Everybody, this is Brother Joseph.
Hello, and before I begin, I just wanted to wish all our viewers and those listening a very happy new year. I hope it's filled with prosperity, peace, and it's going to be a blessed year for you. Right, so I'm Brother Joseph. Please call me Joe. I'm from the locale of Sutton, and my duty is a district scan assistant secretary. In terms of my profession, I graduated in business and finance, but actually went into taxation. So I work for His Majesty's Revenue and Customs, which is a UK government responsible for taxation and customs. And my role there at the moment, I'm a project manager, but within that compliance space. So I do have qualifications when it comes to taxation. I'm also a chartered management.
That's a very, very serious job, no?
Just a little bit, but it helps the public, the public services run for themselves, such as schools, transport. We have the National Health Service so running our health service, our hospitals, etc. So it's very fundamental.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So for all of our listeners and our viewers, last year before we finished the show, before we moved into the new year. The topic of discussion that we were covering was preparation for the year ahead. So now we are actually in 2025. And a few of us, myself included, have set some personal goals that we'd like to actually aim for and achieve and strive for. Gives us a sense of purpose, gives us a sense of direction, allows us to have that personal growth and reflect back on what we might have wanted to achieve in 2024 but didn't. So how to set realistic goals, you see. So goals for this year, there's many different branches that we can actually discuss when it comes down to goal setting. We're going to be talking about that amongst ourselves. And then, for example, maybe someone might want to learn something new. Okay. Saving, for example, budgeting, which is Brother Joe's forte. You see, I think I mentioned in the last show that one of the goals for someone might be to save up and buy something like a car, some new clothes, some new wardrobe, go on holiday, go somewhere and travel, you see. And then personal and mental growth. Okay, so for those, once again, who are joining us on today's show, comment down below. Let us know specifically where you're from, as always. Let us know the congregation. Type your name also. And you can also get involved in the discussion and give us some insight onto how you're preparing for the year ahead, what goals you've actually set for yourself, whether or not you want to do something specific, mentally, physically, financially. My forte is obviously health and fitness, you see, so making sure that everybody that I'm connected to understands the importance of health. Sister Caroline is also a health and fitness professional. She's based over in the Middle East. And how's it going, by the way? New Year's resolution, Sister Caroline.
It's good.
Have you been back in the gym yet?
Yeah. To be fair though, whilst I was away in Scotland with family and stuff like that, I was still going out and going to the gym and stuff. So it wasn't as if I completely stopped. However, I will say that there is a big difference when you're training away from your normal gym. Just purely because it's not because you're out of routine, because you can quickly get into a good routine whilst you're away. It's more so the fact of depending on the food that you're eating when you're away, I would say, because it puts you in a bit of oh, what can I eat? Because when I stay with my parents, I kind of rely on what they have to eat. So it's very, very different to what I eat when I'm on full strict routine when I'm here at home. So when I'm at home, I have my set meals and snacks and drinks and everything like that, in terms of when I have my coffee, how much coffee I have and everything like that. However, when I'm away on holiday, it just kind of goes out the window. And you feel a really big effect on when you're training, because you can feel sluggish or you can feel absolutely great. So the difference of when I was training whilst I was away wasn't up to the standard of what I do, and how I do train when I am on routine, which has been since Friday, and it's great just being back in routine. Like, I will say I'm a routine person, and that is, yeah, I'm just a routine person. I'd rather just stick to what I know, and that's it.
I think I was talking to my clients as well, and then I think my whole thing for this year is just to keep it simple. As you said, you spoke about routine. Have a set routine that you can adhere to and that you can stick to. Don't overcomplicate things. That's what I was talking to my clients, and even my students at the club, because more often than not, we always try and do something, but then it kind of gets complicated. But if we just stick to the plan and follow instructions from a coach, like from yourself or myself, and trust the process and be patient. That was my message to all of the people who I was connected to, whether or not you're a one-to-one client, whether or not you're an online client, whether or not you're one of the students at the club, and even like the parents and my kids. See, because Josh and Mia, they've got a very, very important year. Josh has got his GCSEs, which is the final exams for the year 11. And, you know, the standard that I've set for him and himself is a high one, which is something that we should all aspire to, especially for the new year, you know. So it's quite a significant and very, very important year for him. Sister Mia, she's finishing the last year of primary school. So it's equally as important, because, you know, the results that she gets will determine what level she's going to be in preparation for secondary school, you see. So
yeah, definitely. Those are 2 big years for them.
Two big years. Just talking to them about that, and, you know, preparing for the year ahead, not to get distracted, you know, keep it simple, just do the work, be consistent, show up, be disciplined, eradicate all of the noise and the distractions. And from Josh's perspective, because he's at year 11 now, he's turning 16. It's at that age where it's very challenging for them to stay focused, especially with modern technology, gaming, you know, just basic distractions. And, you know, they're at that age where they're also very, very experimental, you know, depending on the circle of friends. And I told him it's down to you to make the right decision, because this is what we've been blessed with. You know, you make the right choices with regard to your future, and you stay disciplined and consistent with all of those, and establish habits that will allow you to succeed, and then your future self will thank you for it. And I think it's nice, because he's a very, very mature kid, and, you know, I love him to bits and stuff like this. And it's nice because he understands when I'm having a serious conversation with him. And, you know, there's a lot of banter between Josh and I now, which is so yeah. So again, viewers and listeners, type in the comment section down below. Let us know specifically what kind of goals that you have for 2025 and how you're going to approach them. You know, Brother Joe, what kind of goals do you have for this year?
So I've actually got a big goal for 2025. For me, it's about purchasing a house, so upgrading from this one bed flat that I've got. So exciting. I'm not entirely too sure where I'm going to be living, so it's going to be an exciting 2025.
And you, Sister Caroline?
So I am actually currently, so in the last couple of months, I've invested in with my own coach to kind of help me with my own like fitness goals. As much as I am like a coach myself and stuff like that, I just need that little bit of accountability. But however, one of my kind of goals for this year is to have at least 2 holidays abroad.
Come on.
So I never had any abroad last year, so it's a bit of time to kind of swoop in for.
Do you have somewhere in mind that you'd like to go?
So I kind of want
to be
go back
specific when it comes down to goal setting, no?
So I want to go back to the Philippines, because the last time I was there was in 2023.
Okay.
And then I also want. It wasn't that long ago, but it feels a while. Feels like a while. So I want to go to the Philippines I'm thinking about June time, and then I'm also hoping to go to New York in September as well. Okay. Yeah, so my best friend and I have been kind of planning to go to New York in the last couple of months and stuff. So we said that because my birthday's in April, hers is in July, we said the best time to go is in September. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. So we thought September gives us enough time to kind of like save up. And we're only going for a week as well, so it'll be nice like downtime together. And we don't get to see each other very often because she's in Britain South, I'm Britain North, so it's a lot. So just planning in that, and then hopefully like a few weekend getaways by myself, see family here and there a little bit more this year as well. So it'll be good. It'll be really nice, exciting. What are yours?
Mine, I had a very testing year with regard to like injuries, so it prohibited me from actually training as much as I would normally do. And I had a good time last year. You're talking about a nice holiday. Sister Mia turned 10 last year, and I told her that when she turns double figures, I promised her that I'd take her to America to Disney. You see, so planning, and this is where Brother Joe is going to elaborate a little bit more when it comes down to that and budgeting and stuff like this. Sister Cheryl and I, we actually saved up for 2 years in preparation for that because it was such a big trip. You see, so we were in America for just over, well, I think it was 11, 12 days, you see, and we had a really, really good time. So, we saved up initially because it is super expensive now in America. And I wasn't expecting it to be as expensive as it was, but thankfully, God allowed us and blessed us with the opportunity to experience the whole Disney thing. Sister Mia had a great time. Brother Josh had a great time. And then as a family, it was one of those life experiences that we were able to tick off all together. That was on the bucket list and it was done, you see. So before that, as I was mentioning, I got injured. I had 2 operations, nothing serious. It was just like injuries that just needed an operation. And, when you're injured and you need some recovery time. So, one of them was on my hand, so I couldn't do stuff. The other one was on my elbow, which was November. So in that period of time, I haven't trained properly in 6 months. And when you're not as active, you put weight on. When you have a good time, you put weight on. When you enjoy summer with friends and family, there's a lot of barbecues, right? It was also Sister Cheryl and I, we celebrated our wedding anniversary. How many years, Sister Cheryl? 17 years. You see, we got married in 2007. And as well as that, if you accumulate the time that we've been together, we also celebrated our 25th anniversary of us being together. So there was a lot of celebrations and with the summer holidays, Disney, etc. We had a good time. So this year, last year, at the end of the year, I put on 7 kilos. So I'm 7 kilos heavier than I normally am. And Brother Josh is always looking at me and giving me a load of banter. He's got a lot of mouth now, right? Which is funny. So this year, I'm trying to get back in shape. My surgery's been good, All praise be to God. I'm still here. I'm still healthy. I can start to do stuff now. So yeah, I'm going to get myself back into shape in preparation for the spring, summer. And that's it. That's one of the goals, brethren. So as I said, comment down in the chat room, in the YouTube channel. Let us know what you're aspiring to achieve this year. And later on in the show, we'll be able to have a look at all the different comments and shout you guys out. So without further ado, I think I'm going to hand over the mic to Brother Joe, and he's going to elaborate and explain some budgeting tips and advice in preparation for this year. I know that's something that I need to actually take hold of and budget a little bit more, especially after last year. And Brother Joe is going to give us an insight on how to do that for 2025. So, Joe, over to you, my man.
Thank you very much, Chris. Right. Budgeting. I think it's quite personal when it comes to budgeting. So what I'll do this into 4 sections. What actually budgeting means, the key components of budgeting, why budgeting is important, and some practical tips on what you can do in terms of budgeting. For our listeners, if you do have any tips on budgeting, please type them below. It'll be great to read some of them. So please do. Right. Let's get to it. So what does budgeting mean? Well, in a nutshell, budgeting means planning on what you're going to be achieving for your goals, your financial goals, which then means that you'll need to think about your income as well as your expenses over a period of time. And it's important to budget because it helps you prevent from overspending. So if you've got a shoes or bag that you really want, is it necessary? It just makes you conscious. It helps you achieve your financial goals, like I said. For the mental side, it helps reduce stress. There's been academic studies that say if you plan your financial matters, it reduces stress by more than 20%, which I think is quite encouraging. And also it places financial responsibility on yourself, so you know what you're doing in terms of budgeting. Right. What are the key components of budgeting? First is income. What do we mean by income? Income means the money coming in. It could be income from your employment. It could be business profits if you're self-employed. It could be investments if you invested in shares, for example. And expenses. Expenses could be anything to do with bills, your food shopping, your debt payments. So that's quite important. And the two other components are savings, and the most important one is financial goals. All four elements need to be considered when you're budgeting, and this is quite important because basically these are the building blocks of having an effective budgeting plan. Right, what are the practical tools to take control of your finances? Brother Chris and Sister Caroline, they mentioned about physical and mental fitness. So what about your financial health? So it's quite important to reflect on what you want for the year, be realistic at what financial goals you want, whether it's buying a car, saving up for a wedding for those that are planning to get married, buying a house, or whatever it may be, going on holiday. Right. When it comes to these practical tips, and there are 7 tips that I'll be sharing with you, two of them are behavioral. The first one is contentment. Contentment is quite important before you even start to look at your financial position. What we mean by contentment is actually being thankful for what you have, to be grateful for the food that you're able to have on your table, for example, a roof over your head, because it puts you into a mindset whereby you feel as though, you're quite financially stable. So that's quite important to note. The other one is to recognize God. He has ownership of your finances. I prioritize my offerings as equally as I prioritize my mortgage payments, my food, my phone bills, electric bills, council tax, etc. So I really just trust God and be prayerful on the financial goals that I have in the future. So that's quite important. Now, the other 5 tips, which are more practical. First of all, is to develop your plan. So using a spreadsheet and basically looking at your income and then looking at your expenses and seeing what you have left over. Is your income greater than your expenses? If not, then you would need to think about reducing your expenses or increasing your income. But it's actually easier to reduce your expenses if possible. Avoid debt. Now, I understand that sometimes we use our credit cards, which is absolutely fine. But what I would say is make sure you pay your credit cards off at the end of the month so that you don't get penalized by the high interest rates. Wherever possible, please avoid unnecessary borrowing. So if there are an expensive bag, for example, that you wish to purchase and you didn't have the financial means, what I would say is think about saving for that rather than actually using your credit card. Save for an unpredictable future. It's often said that you should set money aside that will last you for 3 to 6 months should something happen with regards to losing your job, for example. A little nest egg, so to speak, and for emergencies as well. So make sure that you've got enough saved up, or that could be your 2025 financial goal. What else? lastly, and I think it's quite important, is to involve your family in your financial goals. It's important because the educational system does provide financial means on what you can do with saving, but really it starts from the home. So if possible, involve your children, involve your husband, your wife, your auntie, your uncle, your grandparents, whoever your immediate family are, involve them in your financial matters, because it makes that goal a lot more achievable, and it feels as though you're in it as a team rather than just you and yourself. So for all our listeners, if you do have any tips beyond that, please let me know, comment in the section, and it'll be great. So let's be physically fit, mentally fit, and financially healthy. Over to you, Chris.
Thank you, Joe, so much. Very, very useful tips in preparation for 2025 and budgeting. I'm going to take on board what you've said, and I can always give you a call, isn't it? And you can give me some more suggestions. Sister Caroline, are you good at budgeting?
Yes, actually, I use a spreadsheet to be able to see what I have coming in and out. When it comes to expenditures and stuff. Living on your own, you have to kind of like be able to do that and know what comes in and out, so you know that you can prep for things such as a holiday and stuff like that. But being self-employed now, it's definitely been a little bit of a bigger step to be able to know what comes in and out. So especially when needing to do taxes and stuff. So
I have a lot of
definitely taking a lot of those notes into consideration.
100%. It's all different because you're basically running your own business, isn't it, Sister Caroline?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I do have my business partner and everything like that as well. However, we do have like our own separate like clients where whoever my clients are, like they're the ones that pay me kind of thing. So like as much as we are like a business, I do have like my own bits and he has his own bits. However, like as much as it is like a business, you kind of need to know what comes in and out as well, because you need to invest into your business as much as like you need to invest in yourself as well. So when you do that, you 100% need to know what comes in so that you can set some money aside to invest back into your business later on as well.
I think what you just mentioned over there, everybody should take into consideration for this year. Invest in yourself.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it. Couldn't recommend it anymore. Like I've been investing in myself in the last couple of months, and continuing on to this year as well, and it is the best decision ever. If you feel like investing it in yourself, I could not recommend it anymore, because it doesn't just help you mentally, it can help you physically as well. And when I invested into myself, as much as it was physical, it helped me mentally as well and emotionally, and it kind of helped me to be able to create this better version of me that I'm bringing in and continuing to progress on in this like new year and
I think this is it, you see, because mental strength is a byproduct of physical strength, because you're able to actually see just how far you can push yourself. Whereas if you didn't actually experience that, it just means that you're not necessarily growing, you see, because you're not pushing yourself. And when you do push yourself, and then even more so if you are working alongside a coach, you already mentioned that you've got a coach for yourself. I've got a coach. I've got various different coaches, you see, and it's always nice because you touched on it. It's the accountability. We all think that we're capable, but when you're having to be accountable to someone, right, and having to report back to them and, you know, get them to push you, it gets you out the comfort zone.
Yeah, and it kind of just means that although you are getting this accountability and stuff like that, they can kind of call you out in the nicest way possible for them to be like, right, you're wanting this, however, you're doing this. So you can't keep doing this to get this kind of thing. So it just kind of pushes you to be able to get this byproduct that you're wanting so bad, to be able to get out that comfort zone. And it's like when you mention that mental stability, like you've got so many mental challenges now, like this 75-day thing that's going on that people are talking about these days and stuff. And personally, I've done it. Like, I've done it so many times. However, it's not sustainable because you get burnout and you can't keep on doing the same thing over and over again. And it just kind of means that you can't enjoy the life that you have because you're so fixated on being able to make sure you don't do the things that is being mentioned in this 75 thing. So if you invest in yourself, you can enjoy the things that you need in your life, like going out with friends and making sure that you do have your favorite food still and stuff. And that's just one of the things that I like to have because I have a lot of friends and I do have a lot of family as well. So when I do go see my family, I do want to be able to be like, right, I can have this in moderation so that I can still get XYZ to be able to reach my goals. And it's not going to put me like in a back play of not achieving what I need.
Yeah, so I said this, right? The life that you want is in the work that you're not doing.
Yeah, 100%.
You see, so for everyone, let's smash 2025. Let's do the work that we've been avoiding. Let's push ourselves mentally and physically, and then let's achieve all of the goals that we have set for ourselves in 2025. I look forward to reading the comments down later on, and let's have a look at what kind of goals that we're going to be actually faced with in the comments down below. So if you haven't already done so, comment in the comment section. Let us know what you're aspiring to achieve for this year. And then after the station break, when we head into that comment section, we'll be able to shout them out. So thanks, Joe, for joining us. I think you're going to stay on. I think we're going to have a station break. So stay with us and we'll be right back.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
We are all looking forward to better times and opportunities this year. Join us this Sunday, January 5 at 6 p.m. Central European Time, Monday, January 6 at 1 a.m. Philippine Time on INCRadio Italy North Satellite Studio as we talk about the new year and new beginnings.
Subscribe to the official YouTube account of INCRadio DZM 954.
Tired of feeling your worst? Ready to take control of your health? Then tune in to Health Matters, the show that covers it all. Mondays, get glowing with Dr. Miriam Isla and the latest in skincare. Tuesdays, Dr. J.M. Cruz tackles your adult health questions. Wednesdays, it's family time with Dr. Owie Perez. Thursdays, Sister Min Pina and Sister Galore Pangan guide you to emotional well-being. And Fridays, discover the power of natural medicine with Dr. Erwin Torres and Sister Cheche Brinosa. Health Matters, Monday through Friday at 10:30 in the morning. Subscribe now and start living your healthiest life.
Ready to discover your new favorite INC original music? Introducing Playlist. Tune in every Monday to Friday from 9 to 10 p.m. for a musical journey like no other. Genres like R&B, acoustic, alternative, love songs, rock, pop, hip-hop, and rap. Each day brings you a different genre of INC original music tailored to match your mood. Looking for the perfect soundtrack to your day? We've got you covered. Join our hosts as they bring you the freshest hits, timeless classics, and everything in between. Catch Playlist live on INCRadio DZM 954 kHz on the INCRadio YouTube channel and on the INC Production Company's Facebook page. Set your reminders, spread the word, and don't miss a bit with Playlist. And remember, it's your music, your playlist. See you there!
Hello and welcome back to INCRadio United Kingdom. My name is Brother Chris Wado and I'm joined today by Brother Joe. And he was just discussing financial tips for budgeting for 2025. And I'm going to pass the mic over to Sister Caroline now, because she's going to be talking about what's been recently happening here in Britain South.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. So, the good thing that has been happening in Britain South in the last couple of weeks is that they've had their year-end celebrations. And not only have they been happening in Britain South, they've also been happening here in Britain North as well. But today's local and district spotlight is in Britain South. So, going on to Britain South, they had their year-end district, or was it district, or was it just local celebrations? And as you can see from the pictures, they had a lot of games where the ministers and the brothers, sisters, and their families were all involved in, where you can see that some of them are trying to get some cotton balls into some bowls. However, they're blinded, they're not blinded or colorblind. They're covered with some eye masks just to make sure that they're not seeing or anything. And that's literally one of my favorite games when it comes to like parties and stuff like that with like younger kids and stuff, where we get together, we blindfold them, and then they try and get as many cotton balls onto the plates or anything like that. But it was a really nice way for them to celebrate the year end as coming into the new year as well. And you can see that everyone is really united together and really enjoying the atmosphere and just enjoying everyone's presence in general, just because it may not have been your 2024. However, being in a community and being in the church and everything like that, it's a really good way for you to be able to just join up and just be with the brethren who have supported you through everything that you've probably been through. And you can see that they have put in so much preparations into being able to celebrate the year end as well. So it's a really nice way to end the year end with the brethren in the church as well. And you can probably see that Brother Chris was in a few of the photos as well. Being as it is in Britain South as well. How did you find your year end activities, Brother Chris?
Yeah, it was nice. It's always fun, isn't it? As you said, the games that we often play. It's nice because the whole family can get involved. You mentioned it's normally the cotton ball game.
Yeah.
It was one where we had all the different CFO get involved, from the CWS to this the Binhi to the Kidiwa, and then for us the book club, we were all on stage trying to scoop it up. And I think there was a couple of people who were trying it, instead of using the spoon that was given, because we were blindfolded, they were using their arm. To move all the cotton balls into the basket. But it's nice. There I am in the pink. The theme was actually maroon, brown. No, cherry.
Burgundy.
But yeah, it was nice. So the video actually shows Battersea's end of year celebrations, I think Camberwell's end of year celebrations, as well as Sutton's end of year celebrations. The decorations in Battersea were conducted by Sister Cheryl and Sister Grace. So shout out to Sister Grace and Sister Cheryl for helping when it came down to the decoration of the function hall. Sutton's over there. You can see, is that Brother Brian and Sister Hannah? I think the theme was like cowboys and Indians. So if there's anyone who's part of Sutton and was there for the end of year celebrations, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Brother Brian was wearing a cowboy hat. And then that was Camberwell as well. So it's always nice, as you said, 2024 was another very, very successful year. We were able to reflect back on what we all experienced as members of church, and, the different memories that we were able to remember for that year, lots of highlights and lots of new memories that are going to be made for this year. Brother Joe, you're still with us. What was the highlight for 2024 for you?
2024. Oh gosh, there were so many highlights. I think for me, personally, it was going out and visiting our brethren all the way up in Scotland, in Edinburgh and Glasgow. I thought that was really nice. And as far as
that was a road trip.
Yeah, it was, and it was a very nice road trip as well. There was a few of us, so and it's always nice to see people you haven't seen in such a long time. And it was my first time just hanging out in Edinburgh, and I think the place is phenomenal. The history, the castle, it's lovely. The locals are really friendly as well.
Did it
I
rain? Was
didn't
it raining
quite.
there?
It wasn't raining. It was actually sunny, and apparently that's not the norm over in Edinburgh, Glasgow.
It's
But
not.
it was sunny, and despite me not probably understanding some of the locals and the accents, there was somewhat I still felt as though they were really friendly towards me.
That's what
If you need a translator, hit me up. Scottish girl over here.
No, I
But
agree.
yeah,
Scotland, Edinburgh as well. Edinburgh is beautiful when it's not raining.
can confirm.
Can confirm. We were
Can
there
confirm.
during lockdown because we weren't able to travel, right? So we had a staycation, and we went to go and visit the Valencia family.
Yeah, I remember that.
They're childhood friends of ours. You know, we love them to bits, and we were able to spend some time with them over the lockdown. And you know, this is when everything was online. The worship service was online, and then we actually stayed just off Edinburgh. Is there a beach up there? What's the beach up there, Sister Caroline?
Berwick.
Berwick. Yeah, so I think that's I don't know, 25 minutes away from Edinburgh.
About 30-40 minutes. It's not far.
Wow.
If you're traveling from Berwick to Glasgow, that's like a good hour and a half.
Yeah, it's only because I just needed to get out. You see, because we were staying in a caravan, and
Yeah.
the one day where it wasn't raining, I said, right, let's go. Edinburgh's not too far. We had a car, and then we drove from Berwick. I'm assuming it's Berwick to Edinburgh, and it was beautiful because it was blue sky, it was sunny, and I remember being in Edinburgh must have been over 20 years ago. 25 years ago, I think now, because I remember going up there and seeing choir members from Battersea up there because they went to go and help the local congregation over there in preparation for, I think it must have been like mid-year Thanksgiving. And they were staying in the same hotel as I was. And I was like, wow, nice to see you lot here. I wasn't expecting to see you lot there because I was up there with my family. And yeah, I went out and I explored and, you know, did the whole castle thing. Princess Street, I think that's the shopping street.
Yes.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Edinburgh's beautiful.
If there's anything I can recommend for going to Edinburgh, it's to do Arthur's Seat and to visit some J.K. Rowling inspired places. 100% recommend. There's actually a famous cafe where she actually had written all of her books in, and you can see it as it states it underneath the name of the cafe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you ever go, have a look at some J.K. Rowling inspired cafes. There's the famous one that I just mentioned, and then Arthur's Seat. 100% recommend that.
Heard about Arthur's Seat. How about you, Sister Caroline? What was your highlight for 2024?
That's a hard one. So I can't really pick one. I don't know. I don't really know.
Mine was definitely taking the family to Disney World.
Yeah, it's nice.
That was pretty cool. It was hot. I had an experience. I got absolutely attacked by mosquitoes. But it was all fun and games, you know, family time. We just chilled out. Got really big, not really big, but you know, put weight on. American-sized food.
It's too big.
Yeah, no, but
too big.
Yeah, we had a good time. Memories made. That was it.
Yeah, that's the main thing. As long as you make the memories, that's all that counts.
Okay. I think we have a INC original music now. So if you bear with us.
Yes. So we have our original music video, A New Me, coming right up. So stay tuned.
life is troubled, burdened with adversity, but with you by my side, in your care I find peace of mind. I will follow you, Lord, with full faith. Your power raises me. I will follow you, Lord, with full faith. Please guide me unto victory. Wandering your care, I find peace. You lift me with your love and your grace. Guide me.
Wow, welcome back, everybody. I remember that track. That was part of the INC 50th celebrations held over in Wembley. And every time I hear that track, I remember being there because I was on the stage, behind the scenes, watching, and you can really feel. I really felt that. You know, there's a really nice memory and attachment that's connected to that track. So shout out to all of those performers. That was one of those memorable tracks, and it's going to stay with us. Brother Joe, you were there at the celebrations, weren't you?
Yes, I was, and it was certainly memorable. And it was, and it was just, it wasn't just people from the UK. It was people from overseas as well, from other parts of European countries, from the States. We had some people coming over from the Philippines, I believe, as well. So it was just overwhelming and a great experience, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we're at that show, part of the show now, where we're going to just briefly look at the comments. We're running out of time, unfortunately, so just going to go through a couple of the comments. Sister Cheryl mentioned that there was one who said, what was the name, Sister Cheryl? Brother Jose. He'd like to lose weight and get back into his suit, which is size 36. So good luck with that, Brother Jose. Sister Christina Hebrew wants to do some healthy habits, and she wants to get back into the walking once again. I think that's one of the priorities that everybody should do, especially as members of church. Let's not neglect our health and strength for this year, brethren. Let's really look after it, because, you know, if we're unwell, we won't be able to attend the worship service, and that is a priority that we should all remember, a necessity, you see. So like the worship service, like Brother Joseph mentioned, budgeting, you know, it's one of those necessities that has to be fulfilled, especially for 2025. Yeah. Any more shout outs, Sister Cheryl? Brother Joe, would you like to shout anyone out?
I just want to say a big shout out to everybody in my local, Sutton, but equally from people from Battersea, where I grew up, as well as our brethren in Orpington as well, because I see them quite frequently. So anybody listening from the local from those three local congregations, hope you're enjoying the show.
Sister Caroline, would you like to shout anyone out?
Just a big shout out to my family up in Scotland, and all to the brethren in North Shields.
Awesome. And then, yeah, some nice shout outs from here from Brother OJ Nabong and Brother Nigel. They were shouting out, hope you're well, Pot. Happy New Year to you both. And myself, just like to shout out everybody who's also joining on today's show. Thank you so much for joining in and commenting down below, to all of the Battersea members and to everybody in Britain South. And a special shout out to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and our Christian Family Organization Overseer, Brother Angelo Manalo. Thank you so much for your continued guidance and inspiration. We do hope that it will be another successful, triumphant year with many more successes in the church. As always, keep on watching and listening to INC Radio via the live audio streaming at iglesianicristo.net/INC Radio. And make sure that you download the mobile applications on your phone. Okay, if you haven't already done so, go and download it. And then on the YouTube channel, if you want to rewatch any of the INC Radio shows back in the past from last year or the following years, I think this is 8 years we've been broadcasting now. Jeez, that's a long time. So many shows that you can have a recap on, or do what you're doing right now and just click on live now. And then also daily INC news updates on the various different social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You'll be able to see what's been happening around church, not just here in Britain South or in Britain North, but all over the world. And then make sure to watch CFO News each and every day, 9 o'clock UK time. Once again, on behalf of myself, Brother Joe, thank you so much for joining us on today's show. Sister Caroline, let's smash it this year, girl. Let's achieve the big things. Let's not neglect our health. Let's be consistent, trust the process, be patient, and don't rush. Enjoy the process. It's a long game. Okay, it's a long game. We've just started the year. It's the 5th of January. We've got another 360 days to go. So let's use the time wisely. Let's not waste time. And let's make sure that we look after our health so that we can attend the worship service. Thank you so much, brethren, for joining us on today's show. Happy New Year to all of you once again. Like what Brother Joe said in the beginning, we do hope it's a prosperous, successful, healthy, and goal-smashing year for all of you guys. Thank you so much. Take care. We'll see you guys soon. All the best.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
We are all looking forward to better